Okay, I want you to think back for a second. Picture a moment in sports where everything just clicked. Maybe it was winning the big game, or maybe just making the team. Got it? Now flip it. Think about that gut punch of a loss. That moment where you felt like you just weren't good enough. It's wild, right? When you win, it's not just in your head, it's a physical thing. You literally stand taller, your posture changes, you feel confident, like you absolutely belong. But when you lose, the exact opposite happens. Your shoulders slump, you start second guessing everything, and that little negative voice in your head gets a whole lot louder.
So, what's really going on here? Why does a game or a race or a simple team selection have such a powerful physical and emotional hold on us?
Well, here's the thing. It's not just a feeling. It's not just some vague emotion. It's brain chemistry. What's happening on that field is directly changing what's happening inside your brain.
And to really get this, we need to talk about one key player. The absolute star of this show is a neurotransmitter called serotonin.
So what is serotonin? You can basically think of it as the confidence chemical. It's a major player in regulating how we feel about ourselves, our self-esteem, our sense of status in a group, and our ability to just stay cool under pressure.
And here's the good news. We actually have a ton of influence over it. Our bodies produce serotonin when we give them the right ingredients. And it's simpler than you think. Things like good sleep, nutritious food, especially stuff with an amino acid called tryptophan, and even just getting a bit of sunlight in the morning. These are the basic building blocks.
Now, check this out, because this is a real mind blower. A whopping 80 to 90% of your body's serotonin isn't actually in your brain. It's in your gut. This is exactly why your mood and your digestion are so tightly linked. That gut feeling? Yeah, it's way more real than you probably thought. Okay, so we've got this confidence chemical. How does it all tie back to competition? Let's dive into what happens to our brain chemistry when we actually step onto the court or the field. When you think about it, sport is basically one big structured hierarchy. You've got scoreboards, player stats, team selections. All of these are signals telling us where we stand in the group. Winning boosts our status, which boosts our serotonin. Losing, or even just getting criticized, can make it plummet. And you can see this emotional roller coaster play out perfectly if you look at the 2023 AFL Grand Final. The Collingwood Football Club wins an absolute nail-biter. They hit the highest of highs, a career peak. But what happens after that? The season ends, the daily routine is gone, and athletes can go through a massive emotional crash. And that's even after the biggest win of their lives. That's not a sign of weakness. It's just the chemical roller coaster doing its thing. So this begs the crucial question. How do we learn to manage these swings? How do we get off the roller coaster? Well, there's a simple, really practical framework that can help. It's called RISE. The R in RISE stands for respond, don't react. After a tough loss, our brain's threat mode just kicks into overdrive. We want to blame someone, lash out, or maybe just quit. The secret is to just pause, even for a second. That tiny gap gives your thinking brain a chance to catch up so you can actually analyze what happened instead of just having a knee-jerk emotional reaction. Next up, we have I, which is for interpret failure as data. And this is a massive mindset shift. A loss is not a final verdict on your talent or your worth as a person. It's just information. It's data telling you what worked, what didn't, and what you might want to tweak for next time. Then we have S, which stands for strengthen what you control. Let's be real, you can't always control the final score. You can't control the ref's call or how ridiculously well your opponent plays, but there is so much that is in your control. I'm talking about things like your efforts, your preparation, your attitude, how you recover, and here's the secret sauce. Your serotonin levels love progress, not just victory. When you track your own improvement, getting better skills, faster times, stronger teamwork, you get a steady drip of that confidence chemical, even if the team doesn't get the win. And that brings us to the final letter, E, for expand serotonin sources. Honestly, this might be the most important step for long-term mental health. If winning is the only place you get your confidence from, your self-esteem is always going to be fragile. You've got to build a wider foundation. This means getting that confidence boost from your connections with family and friends, from belonging to other communities, from mentoring younger players, or just from getting outside and eating well. When losing a game doesn't feel like you're losing your entire identity, you're in a much, much stronger place. So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that we are not just passengers on this chemical ride. We can actually learn to drive it. And when we do that,
sport becomes this powerful tool for life. By learning to rise, we give ourselves the tools to handle the highs and lows. We respond instead of just reacting. We see failure as useful information. We focus on our own personal progress, and we build a sense of self that is so much bigger than any single scoreboard. Because let's be honest, winning feels amazing. There's no doubt about it. But the real, lasting victory, the one that sticks with you, it's learning how to build and protect your confidence, especially on the days you lose. That's a skill that makes you stronger, not just in sports, but in everything you do.